Hi, this is Christy Marks, creator of Gem and the Holograms, and you're listening to a truly outrageous podcast with Mike, Amy, and Nicole. It's showtime, Synergy.
Lady of Wreck here, and while I'm off having a truly outrageous yet strange family adventure, Mike and Nicole have an announcement for the fans of Showtime Synergy. Wreck and rule, and I'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome to Showtime Synergy. This is episode 15. This is a little brief announcement to let everyone know that there are only actually 10 podcasts left in Showtime Synergy's history. Episode 25 will be our grand finale. I am, of course, TFG and Mike, and joining me for this introduction to this episode is Nicole, whatever you call yourself this week, Hailstorm.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. We've got, I'm not sure, but I think Amy is off somewhere. I think she had a clip that actually played before this, but I don't know. So, we don't know where Amy is. She's lost in Motherland or something. She
says that she's doing the mother thing, but I think she's a secret agent.
I think she's secretly traveling over to wherever her favorite comic person lives and stalking him for Sins of the Wreckers stuff. But anyway, so Showtime Synergy, the Gem Show here on the GCRN. We're at episode 15, which is what you're going to hear today, Renaissance Woman. And after that, there's only actually 10 episodes left of the podcast. If you guys want to get your feedback in to be featured in episode 25, there are two major ways you can do this. You can call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Leave a screen name, online name, real name, whatever you want to do. There's usually a 5-minute time limit. Or you can email feedback@geekcastradio.com and just put in the subject line Showtime Synergy, final episode feedback, or whatever. Now, we have been doing the Gem comic reviews, and I've been cross-promoting those between the Pullbag and Showtime Synergy. I'm sure as long as the actual Gem comic is still a thing,
it will be,
that Showtime Synergy can extend beyond episode 25, but originally, when I came up with the schedule, this is before the comic was even announced, because the funny thing is, folks, I came up with Showtime Synergy 4 years ago. It was right after the initial release in 2011 of the Shout Factory DVD set, is when I was like, yep, Nicole and Amy, that's it. We're doing this. Let's go. I don't think I actually told you guys then, but that was the first thing I had in mind. I'm like, yeah, because we need some female people on the GCRN for a while.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
I know, right? So as long as the comic keeps going, there will be an episode 26, 27, blah, 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 blah. But once we hit the finale, and I'll also say this now, you guys have plenty of time to get your feedback in, even though there's only 10 episodes left. I think it's either episode 23 or 24, where it's supposed to be our review of the Gem and the Holograms Chew film. That's not going to happen while it's in theaters, folks. It's going to happen once it hits media at this point, because you've got stuff going on in your life. I don't want to reveal everything to everybody, but you've got stuff going on in your life. Amy's doing the mother alien stalking Nick Roach thing. So it's going to be a while before we actually get to the movie episodes. But I just want to let everybody know, thank everyone that's been listening. If you haven't been listening, what's wrong with you? That's the whole purpose of this.
What is wrong with you? Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, this is comedy gold. We haven't had that. And the funny thing is, and this is kind of a behind the scenes for everybody, and I don't want to drag this out too long, but originally, my original plan, because at the time when we were producing this show, Amy was still pregnant with her third proto-baby. Mm-hmm. And we thought that we were going to have to get everything done, blah, 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 before she delivered. We got most of it done.
Yeah.
We got, I think, 19.
So close.
Yeah. Missed it by that much. We got 18 or 19 out of the 25 episodes recorded, not counting the comic episodes. And I thought, okay, great. we'll get the first 10 episodes recorded. I'll edit all 10 of them. I'll have it ready to go, and it'll be playing throughout 2015, whatever. I think I edited the first 4 episodes all in one sitting, or all in 2 or 3 different sittings, and after that I'm like, yeah, I'll just edit the next one the next week, or I'll edit and then a whole bunch of crap came up in my life over the last year, so at this point I'm editing either 1 or 2 at a time. We're up to episode 15, so we got 4 left. Mm-hmm. So we got 4 left before we have to actually start recording again.
It's amazing what John Lennon said it best. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So, and it's so true.
Well, the funny thing in me bringing up the fact that it was all supposed to be done by now and just set to go out is now in 2015 going back and listening to, because I had with this show, because it was the first time the 3 of us did anything super large and ongoing and whatever. Mm-hmm. I have to go back and I have to listen to every single second of every single stuff that Steve Megatron and I do. I know where the cuts and stuff are for that. I know, because we've been doing it for so long. And it's just one of those things where it's like I have to listen to every single second of every single episode now.
That's your punishment for inviting Amy and I on a show.
We've had some interesting moments. Episode 25, the overall grand finale of the cartoon reviews, there's probably going to be more than a few outtakes in there.
Which one is it?
Episode 25, when we do the grand finale.
Oh, okay. I was like, did we record this already? I don't know.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't recorded this yet. No, but there's probably, because I have so many outtakes. So, all right, folks. What you're about to hear now is episode 15 of Showtime Synergy, entitled Renaissance Woman for this week. Enjoy.
Aloha.
It's your old bestie, Jem. And you're listening to Showtime Synergy with Mike, Amy, and Nicole. What a truly outrageous podcast this is.
Hello and welcome to Showtime Synergy, the Gem Review podcast here on the Geekcast Radio Network. I am Em, and joining me are my Misfit girls, Amy, aka Lady Rick. Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
And Nicole Hailstorm. Hello.
I am no misfit. I am an angel.
You wish. See,
it's a good time of the year to be an angel, right?
We're 15 episodes into this 25 long episode podcast. In the first 5 episodes, she hated being a hologram girl and she wanted to be a misfit. I call her a misfit and no, I'm not that. Blah, blah, blah.
She's a girl. She can change her mind.
I'm trying to make good with Santa.
Right.
Even though that was months ago, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You gotta
Podcasting magic.
You gotta get a start on it,
Yeah, right.
She wants to make sure that she's on the good list.
Yeah.
For next year, yeah. Oh, boy. All right, so in this episode, we'll be giving you our thoughts on the next 3 episodes of Gem and the Holograms Season 2. Has anybody, I know Nicole might have, because she usually goes to these weird, strange things. Has anybody ever attended a Ren Fair before?
I have.
Oh, wow, I was not expecting that.
You weren't?
No.
I've gone to several. They have a huge one here in Phoenix, so.
I've just been to a small one. Nothing big.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's part of the theme of one of today's episodes.
It is.
I thought that was kind of interesting that
I
they're...
I didn't dress up. So
How about this? Has anybody ever been to a Mardi Gras?
No.
I haven't either, yeah. Okay, all right, so, yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to go.
I've heard good things and questionable things.
We'll get into that when we review the episode.
Way too many people. Way too many people. All right, so we're going to get to Mardi Gras after this.
Let me take you to the Mardi Gras. Ba la 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 la. There's romance and adventure there. Music and laughter everywhere. You don't wanna miss the Mardi Gras. Tra la 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 la. It's an endless game of grand charade. Melody makers on parade. Come partake in the celebration. Round every corner is a new sensation. Join in the fun. Come take part. Who's to say you may lose your heart? Won't you come to the Mardi Gras? Ba la 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 la. There are Dixie bands on every street. New and exotic folks to meet. Won't you come to the Mardi Gras? You're gonna love the Mardi Gras. Come with me to the Mardi Gras. You're gonna love the Mardi Gras. Come with me to the Mardi Gras. You're gonna love the Mardi Gras.
All right, first up is Mardi Gras. The air date was November 4th, 1987. Oh boy, that's a long ass time ago. The writer was Mary Screenes on this one. The holograms are invited to wear the pirate John Lafitte's jewels for Mardi Gras celebration, but could Lafitte's ghost be after them? Dun dun dun.
It's a spooky show.
Featured songs are Let Me Take You to the Mardi Gras, Gem of the Holograms, Surprise, Surprise, The Misfits. Is that a reuse?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured it would be. And Everybody Wears a Mask by Gem and the Holograms. We finally get to see Shayna in the spotlight again.
Yay!
I like it. I like it when she's on the spotlight.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining, but, we were talking about last time or in episode 13 or 14 where it's like, whatever happened to Shayna and Anthony, whatever happened to,
Oh, yeah.
her whole storyline, and it's like...
And now we get the acknowledgement that there's something else going on. They're not just friends. They're more than friends.
Yeah.
So besides us watching nothing of her and Anthony, they've been having some secret rendezvous.
Maybe that's why we haven't seen them together.
Screen.
They're off screen all the time.
Yeah, they're just off screen. So there you go. They're more than just friends.
Yeah.
Gag.
And Pierre.
Aw.
Right.
Is the other guy that's kind of is trying to get her to have interest in him. It's Pierre, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that guy can't get a clue for anything.
He's a detective.
He's just a womanizer.
Yeah, he's a detective. He should. Yeah, they ate that. That's. I like this one. I like the plot overall. It's all right. It's not one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I can see having a gem episode centered around Halloween or Christmas or something like that, but having them go to New Orleans and Mardi Gras, it just seems weird.
With all the themed episodes that they've had, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's a holiday type of thing. We haven't had a Christmas one yet.
No, not yet.
But they're doing odd things. So go ahead.
It's more rock and roll than Mardi Gras. Come on.
True.
It's all about boobs and beads, right?
Boobs and beads. Not that that's been a theme of the show, but they are all girls.
Yeah.
They seem to be endowed. Not like overly endowed, but like, Barbie doll endowed,
Since you bring that up, I will go ahead and say this. That's one thing that I've noticed with the animation and the drawing and the styling of the characters. They're not overtly sexualized at all.
Mm-mm. I mean,
Hardly.
They look like girls, and that's all. They just kind of put it there.
They're not anime. They're
and they don't accentuate certain things. They're all girlish figures. That's about it. So
yeah, I think the only thing they've accentuated is when they forget to put chairs in places that should be chairs.
Yeah,
That's still one of my favorites. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And what did you think of this episode overall for the plot?
Uh,
Amy, for the
Oh.
plot.
I thought it was good. Lily LaRose looks just like Shayna, which somebody had to look like her, and since it's a Shayna centric episode, I thought it was, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, look, one of the characters looks like one of the characters that's in the past. It's not there anymore, and yeah. And then it was good to see Shayna again. It was good to have an episode that focuses mostly on her. So yeah.
Absolutely. What about you, Nicole?
See, I guess I'm the majority because I love this episode. Mostly because of the creepy monkey.
The creepy monkey.
But no, it had a good love story. Some history, a little bit of voodoo. It's got zombies in it. It's got a party theme. It's got a bunch of little magic in it, and romance, and pirates. It's pretty much everything I like. Okay, so I really had fun with this episode. And again, Shayna finally gets to be in the spotlight, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, they did kind of throw everything in there, didn't they?
I loved it. I'm like, this has it all that I love.
Oh, and I do have to point one thing out in the song "And Everybody Wears a Mask." Was that a red masked Cobra Commander?
See, that's going to be one part of my hologram moment. Oh, yeah.
It was really brave, but still I thought, oh, look, it's Cobra Commander. I had to laugh.
That's crazy.
I loved it.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the hologram moments after this.
Like surprises? Well, I've got one for you. I hope you like surprises, 'cause there's one coming too. Surprise, surprise. You won't believe your eyes when I get through. When you least expect it, baby, I'll be there. I'll catch you off guard 'cause I don't play fair. You better beware. Surprise, surprise. If you're wise, you get out of my way. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So you like surprises? They're a lot of fun. Well, here's another one. I'm gonna make you stay. I'm gonna make a good day. Surprise.
All right, so for the hologram moments, I like the new songs. The new songs are interesting. And again, as we say every time, the reuse for surprise surprise was interesting, but the new songs really are better, honestly. Go ahead.
I agree.
Wow, that's a first.
I
Considering
agree with you a lot.
well, no, I mean, considering the two new songs are from Jim, and we all know you like the Misfits better, so.
Just because I like the Misfits better doesn't mean I can't like the Jim. I like a lot of the Jim songs. There's one song in here I want it's either this one or the next one that I really wanted to hear an extended version of it. I thought that's a really good song. Just because I like the Misfits more doesn't mean I can't like Jim.
I like the mystery of Jem being trapped. I thought that was interesting. How they were gonna try to trap her and then everybody else, and this whole episode kind of reminded me of various episodes of Scooby-Doo where they end up
Scooby-Dooish.
Yeah,
where they end up trapped in the walls of an old mansion or something like that, and they have to find their way out. And it's like, that's interesting. What about you, Amy? What'd you like about this one?
I like the history lesson of the Mardi Gras. They kind of tried to do that. I didn't check to see if it has any truth to it, like at the very beginning and all that. I just didn't do the research. Sorry, but I liked the idea that they had like a history kind of thing to it. I like that Jem, that she's getting the details of the event that they came there for, and that she's actually concerned about security, because more than half the time, security isn't even bothered or discussed. So the fact that she actually sit down is like, hey, what do we do here? What do we do here? What do we do here? You know, she wanted an. I like the fact that she's like being in charge and doing that, especially since in the past I've kind of like, hey, shouldn't she be concerned about security? So I like the fact that they actually pointed that out here. I loved all the costumes. They are
I know,
nice. They were awesome. I was like, oh, I love those. Oh, I like that.
I like Jim's mermaid outfit. I'm like,
oh yeah,
because I don't remember that coming with the dolls.
They should have though.
That would have been awesome.
There are, I have to say, because I remember seeing a couple pictures and stuff like that of the dolls back in the day, and I remember thinking some of the outfits that they had were really And
I
so
know.
when I was watching the shows, I was thinking, oh, they should do that one. You know, yeah. I loved the Zomboys being afraid of the Synergy hologram. That was kind of cool.
That's cool.
And I like the fact that the Misfits were escorted out of the thing because, you know, they got in trouble. So, yeah.
What about you, Nicole?
Okay, I got a bunch of them. Okay, well, I don't got a bunch of them. We discussed a few.
I hope I didn't take any of them.
Oh, it's okay, because I got some more. So I love how Jem always is like a predictor of the future. You know, like kind of like the internet and mobile phones and all that crap. You know, but I love that they created the Insane Clown Posse. Yeah. Jem created Insane Clown Posse. Yes, people, it is true.
Awesome.
The monkey in the dark when Jem's trapped in the closet. Oh my gosh, that was literally creepy, and I love that animation. The big red eyes, and I'm like,
they did a good job with that.
That's really creepy, and I love it. I want more of that. And then I do have here the Cobra Commander mask was a major plus. It was red, but see, I'm a fan of the hooded Cobra Commander, not the mirrored mask. I like the hooded Commander. Because you know business is going down when he gets the hood on. And then I was listening to your previous interview with Christy, and she helped with G.I. Joe. So that's kind of like a little throwback there. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, like that. And of course, the very end where the two ghosts come out of the picture, I'm like, oh, I'm such a girl. I really like that part as well.
Yeah,
yep.
That's
stuff.
Awesome.
Good stuff. I really like this episode.
All right, let's get to the misfit moments and see what we didn't like about this one.
This is Fat Tuesday, the last night of Mardi Gras. Tonight, anything might happen. Anything might be hidden behind the masks that surround you. Everybody wears a mask. Can't tell who is real. Oh, everybody wears a mask, hiding what they feel. Everybody wears a mask, isn't it bizarre? Oh, everybody wears a mask, masking who they are. Who can I believe they're trying to deceive? I can't tell one from another. See the hopeless task underneath these masks. Everybody wears a mask. I feel so confused. Everybody wears a mask. Who should be accused? Everybody wears a mask, even me sometimes. Everybody wears a mask. Each one plays a role. Everybody wears a mask. Masking heart and soul.
All right, misfit moments for Mardi Gras. Get a clue, Pierre. Shayna ain't into you. Come on now. Get a frigging clue. She specifically told him that she has a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus,
Some guys just don't take no for an answer.
Yep.
He's probably thinking, well, if you have a boyfriend, where is he? He didn't come?
Yeah. I hate to say this, but for me, the episode went by way too fast. It went by so fast it was almost boring at times for me.
Oh, I loved it. I love this episode.
What about you, Amy? Did you have anything you didn't like about this one?
Well, first off, the limp lizards aren't in it. Because hey, this would be perfect for them. Mardi Gras. We couldn't
yeah.
see them standing in the background somewhere. Come on, man. Come
Him
on.
and the Zomboys would party together.
Okay, so also, let me get this straight. They have a secret contact that has brought them to this part of America, but they don't know where they're staying tonight?
Yeah.
It was a little weird. I was like, really? It's like, you guys
They're just-
being who
they're
you
just
are.
Trouble.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny because I just highlighted the whole security thing and saying, hey, this is great. Security. She's in the mindset, but you still came down there with no idea where you were going, where you were staying, what was going on. Anyhow, so I was like, it's both a good and a bad in the same episode. Oh, goodness.
Oh boy. What
Let me see.
what else?
One more thing. Let's see here.
All right.
Oh, I was just gonna say that it's interesting because, like, I guess if the place that you were going to already had like a reputation, then maybe you would take a chance on that. But I mean, they kind of say that there's a little bit of reputation behind it, but they kind of really don't go into information. It probably would have had a lot to do with whatever. But they could have slipped it in with like the history lesson, hey, and the history lesson part, say, and this, company has reputation of picking specific artists to come down and be highlighted, and so it's a great honor or something like that. They didn't take advantage of that, so I thought, okay, oh well. So,
Yeah.
and poor Zomboy, he's going to have tears in the end because Pizzazz gets him in trouble. So,
He loves her. Ooh,
oh, he does. I thought that was funny though. Somebody else on.
I would
Misfits
really
had
love to
have a
see
little romance,
Pizzazz
right?
have a romance. That'd be awesome.
If
Except for
anybody was going to be worthy of that, it would be Zomboy.
the thing is, I picture those two like a bunch of great whites. It's just violent and and fun to watch at the same time. Okay, that's bad.
Or is it too horrible and you can't look away?
Exactly. I just see a bunch of teeth and a lot of flesh being torn apart. Those
Oh. This is a
Good
kid's show.
Lord.
I know. I'm just saying. I would love to see
Oh,
Pizzazz
boy.
get a love story, but that'd be awesome.
She could never keep a love interest. That's the thing.
So at least you'd have one for a minute.
We'll see
I'm-
about that when the stingers come into play.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Anything else we didn't like about this one, Nicole?
Oh, for my misfit moments. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here it's kind of a, I didn't care for him, and if he's supposed to be a detective, how come he's not arresting the Zomboys for their mischief? Okay.
Oh, very true.
And the only thing that I have to really say bad about this is, hopefully, kids didn't go and Google Mardi Gras after they see this.
Well, because Google didn't exist back then,
That's
I have
true.
a hard time believing that they would.
Yeah, no. There was no
Nowadays,
Google
I'd be-
30 years ago.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried about
Mardi
nowadays.
Gras was so much more innocent back in the day.
Sure it was.
Part of it
Yeah.
was innocent because you didn't know.
That's
You just
true.
showed up and go, oh,
I
get an
I just
iPhone.
thought it was funny in the episode they had those two little kids, and I was like, I don't think so.
I mean, the only reason why we know Mardi Gras and spring break is because we've had, girls gone wild.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's true. All right. For a rating, what do you got, Amy?
I'm gonna rate this one a 4, just because of the red mask Cobra Commander, because that was too awesome.
lot of fun.
I give it a half point more because I was going to go with 3.5. There wasn't anything really huge about this episode. The only twist was that we were led to believe that Pierre was a thief when he wasn't. And I liked that was a nice reveal. And then, of course, he steals a smooch from Shayna. And I was surprised she didn't slap him.
I was hoping she would have.
But she didn't,
Yeah.
which means,
I know. Yeah.
what? You
Yeah.
didn't slap
What?
him?
What about you, Nicole?
I gave it a 4.5. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'm going to give it a 3. It was very middle of the road for me. I'm happy that we saw more of Shayna and everything else, but that Pierre guy just needs to get a friggin' clue. All right, we're going to move on to the next episode.
He won't get a clue.
No.
Fly to the ends of the earth beyond the frozen sea and set your spirits free. Up in a place to the north, the world is made of ice. You'll find a paradise in the land of the midnight sun. Seers and reindeer play. In the land of the midnight sun, night is bright as day. Daydreams never end. You will find a friend in the land of the midnight sun. Midnight sun, the midnight sun, midnight sun. In the land of the midnight sun, mountains touch the sky. In the land of the midnight sun, new adventures lie. Be sure to take a chart. You may lose your heart. It's the land of the midnight sun, midnight sun that you've been dreaming of. You have fallen in love.
Up next is The Middle of Nowhere. Air date was November 5th, 1987. The writer on this one was Chris Peltzer? Huh.
Sounds
What
about
is that?
right.
Oh, I know why that name sounds familiar. That was that was Gizmo's Billy Peltzer. That's why that name
Oh,
rings a bell.
80s love.
Uh-huh.
I just met him last year. Great
Yeah.
guy. Great guy. Love him.
So Jim and the Holograms visit Bonnie's pen pal Uto Kenyak in Alaska. It is up to them to to stop the Misfits and Eric Raymond from ruining Alaska and destroying a natural seal habitat.
I feel another theme coming on.
Featured songs include In the Land of the Midnight Sun, Jim and the Holograms, reuse of Making Mischief by the Misfits, and Safe and Sound by Jim and the Holograms. Was Safe and Sound a reuse? I
Yeah.
think we've seen that one before. Huh. Only one new song this time around. I like this plot. It's interesting. It's nice to see them in an area where we haven't seen them yet. I mean, sure, we saw them in, what was it, Colorado or wherever the hell the last
Aspen.
resort state.
Wasn't it
Okay.
Aspen?
Well,
Some sort of Aspen-ish, Colorado
Yeah.
place where they had skiing.
yeah. So this time we have glaciers, and all as I could think
And
of
save the seals.
well, all as I could think of when Pizzazz and Jetta were headed towards the two crushing glaciers, I'm like, is it 1912? Is this ship gonna go down and have treasure hunters seeking it for 100 years or so?
Oh no, we're gonna have another Titanic scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so awesome if they did King of the World with Pizzazz and Jetta.
I'm the king of the world. Pizzazz, I could see like standing up and doing the "I'm the
Yeah.
king of the world," queen of the world.
Yep.
That'd been funny if they had done that like pre-Titanic.
Yeah,
Be like,
that's-
yes,
Yeah.
we did it first on Gem.
that'd been awesome.
What did you think of the plot, Amy?
It's Alaska is not for the faint of heart. It's dangerous
No.
iceberg country. There's all they definitely did really well in giving it an air of danger.
Mm-hmm.
Right around the corner.
That's not to say that most of Alaska is not just by the ocean. There's a lot of wilderness, a lot of unexplored wilderness in Alaska. So, I mean, it kind of made it a little cliche, but at the same time, Alaska's a really big place. Just saying.
Mm.
So, but they focus completely on, the cliche half is like, hey, we're going to go to the ocean. We're going to save the seals.
Yeah, and we have to make sure. I love that whole map scene. We have to make sure we go this way, but not to float up here. Or when we go this way, we make sure we don't float all the way down here,
Yeah.
because either the icebergs are going to get us, or the tidal waves will get us.
Yeah.
It's like, or the whirlpools or whatever the hell. And it's like,
The-
why even go?
Yeah.
Why not just? Oh man,
Dangerous country, and it's the undercurrents, that type thing. So yeah.
Yeah. I love how certain films and TV shows and whatever else that feature any part of Alaska half the time show it as being not that dangerous, when in fact it really is. Like, if you ever watched
Well, in all fairness, any place is dangerous if you're stupid.
no.
True.
Yeah, but okay. So, you look at something like Ice Road Truckers or whatever,
I
it's
love
like,
that
oh
show.
my god.
I admit it. I love that show.
What did you think of the plot overall, Nicole?
I'm with Amy. It's okay. I
It's a
wanted the
theme.
cute little furry baby seals. So, okay, I'm an animal lover.
And let's not forget how dangerous some of these animals are. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
they can turn and
seals
bite
are not-
you.
Seals are not, they've been known to sometimes take people's faces off if you're in their territory.
Mhm.
Wild animals will do crazy stuff. Just saying.
Exactly.
And
Oh my
or
God.
the fact that when you go around them, I mean, if they've been around humans before, then they'll be like, "Hey, human, run away, run away."
Or
They're
with
not. They're helping them out, and like going, "Okay."
That was the besides all the damn cliches that are in this episode, the weirdest thing about this plot was the friggin' Yeti. Seriously?
No,
That's
That
a
was-
different episode.
that's a different episode.
Wait, the Yeti was in this
The
one, wasn't
Yeti
it?
was not
Oh.
in this one. That's in Shangri-La. We're not quite there yet.
that's next time. Oh, okay. Well,
We'll get to
it's
the mythical
Alaska.
eventually.
It's Alaska. Can you blame me for wanting an abominable snowman to be in Alaska? Come on now.
True, but that would be the whole wilderness thing, the Alaskan wilderness I was
Yeah.
talking about, the wolves,
Yeah, that's true.
They focused
All right.
more on the coast this time.
Yeah. All right, we are going to get to the hologram moments after this.
Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're really getting in it. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're loving every minute. We've almost gone berserk, doing all this dirty work. We're making mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're really getting in it. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're loving every minute. We've almost gone berserk, doing all this dirty work. We're making mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're getting into trouble. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, and we're causing things to bubble. We're pulling it apart, turning it around, and we ain't gonna stop till the whole thing runs aground. We're making mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief. No need to keep it quiet. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, causing things to riot. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief. No need to keep it quiet. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief, causing things to riot. Mischief, we're making mischief, making mischief. We're making mischief.
All right, so it is time for the hologram moments. Did anybody else recognize Raphael as the voice of George?
Mhm.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I didn't. Thanks.
Rob Paulson is the voice of George.
Awesome.
Jetta is I know she's British, but just some of the British terms that come out of her mouth, it just makes me laugh. Mind your manners, colonist. It's like, what the hell calls...
She likes to talk down, So
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
learning great from Dad, talking down to people.
She's always been like that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And we find
True.
out more about that later when we get her background.
Yeah.
And apparently, because the seals have been around Bonnie for more than 5 minutes, they know all because they find Bonnie's hat, and then they go save everybody.
They can
Yay.
smell her on the hat.
Yeah.
And it's water, you know.
That's nasty. She needs to wash that hat then.
What was on her head? She just needs to wash her hair more often. Little kids don't do a very good job at washing their hair, remember?
I know they're out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm pretty sure they still have shampoo in Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe she has a special kind of shampoo that she uses, for dandruff.
Made from seal blubber. That's what they're just like, this smells like my relative. That's how the seals like her.
Good Lord. And then the end of the episode was by far the best thing ever because Eric Raymond does a Tom Cruise impression and runs after the Misfits.
I know, that was awesome. I felt so sorry for Eric, man. Oh, God.
Oh, that's so funny. What did you have for hologram moments, Amy?
Oh, I like the you remember Eric Raymond? Yes, I remember you all right. Mr. G. Oh, his gruff voice. Yes, I remember you all right.
I love Mr. Gabor. He needs to get his own episode, his own series.
Oh, he's awesome. I also like the problems aren't the plans, Eric. The problem is that you're so cheap. From
There
Pizzazz.
were so many good comebacks on this.
There were a few good ones, yeah. Because Jem and the Holograms got a plane. They didn't get a plane. Oh goodness! I like that Jem does her parental job, the 2-man kayak. You know.
Yeah.
Bonnie was a pain in the butt in this episode.
She was. We'll get to that.
Oh, I like the fact that Mr. G is all business. I'll be back tomorrow on my way, blah, blah, blah. Unless this deal's going down, I'm not showing up. Yeah. I like that George changes his mind in the end because the seals help the kids and Jem. So, because he was a poop. George,
Yeah, I didn't
big brother
think they
George
were
is a
gonna-
poop.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to turn that character around, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah. And I also like that the whole Tom Cruise thing where, Raymond, runs after her, promising to pay for Pizzaz's next hairstyling, hoping that she would
I
leave.
love that.
This is awesome. Oh, good times.
Yeah. What about you, Nicole? What'd you like about this one?
Well, first of all, it's good to see Eric back. We haven't had him in a few episodes.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, yay, Eric. He's a douchebag, but I like him. So,
When he's not there, there's nobody to blame.
I like to see that what else besides the Misfits were giving Jem a problem, talking about Bonnie. Okay.
Mhm.
You can't always blame the Misfits for their problems,
True.
So, I did like the end where they turned George around
Mm-hmm.
because I did not like him. I was like, you're being a douche.
He's a poop. He's a poop from the very beginning.
You're taking lessons from Rio. Stop it.
Now wait a minute here.
Oh, what?
Wait a minute. Rio is not a money grubber like George started out to be. So come on now, you got to give Rio a tiny bit of credit. Tiny bit. Come on now.
No, I can't do it right now. I give him credit for another episode in the future. That's about as close as I'm going to get. Yeah, so those were my. I really like the seals. I wanted to see more of the sled dogs. That was awesome. Pizzazz on the sled on the dog sled. That was awesome. Oh, what a way to travel. Have you ever guys, rode on a dog sled?
No.
Oh. But I have a cousin who has a team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, and those dogs are fast.
Yes, they are. No, it's one thing I don't think I would probably ever do. I would skydive before I'd ride on a dog sled.
I think the only reason why I did it is because I knew the dogs and I knew my cousin. Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
freaky. It's freaky. Trust me.
yeah.
As long as
All
somebody
right.
else takes the reins, I would do it. I'll just sit in the front, all bundled up with hot chocolate. There you go.
Oh man.
If I don't
All right.
spill it on the way, because that would hurt, and then I'd be cold.
Yes, yes, you would. All right, we're gonna get to the misfit moments after this.
Safe and sound, no need to worry. Safe and sound, no rush, no hurry, nothing to alarm you, no one to harm you. You're safe and sound. Safe and sound, comfy, cozy. Safe and sound, the future is rosy, life is bright and breezy. You can breathe easy. You're safe and sound. Safe and sound. The danger is over and done. Come on out into the sun. Whoa, safe and sound. The threat is past now. Safe and sound. Happy at last now. Children trust of never. Now and forever. You're safe and sound. Safe and sound. You're safe and sound.
All right, for the misfit moments. Without looking at any papers or schedules or anything, Jerica, quote unquote, just realized that they'll have time in Alaska in between their tour. Can you say convenient for the plot?
Convenient for the plot.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know what the deal was, but in the kayak scene, when Bonnie says she can't can't paddle the boat by herself, her voice actually changes. Like it doesn't sound like her.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too. I was like,
Yeah, it was a little strange. And again, everything with Bonnie in this episode, this is exactly why half of the other episodes have left the Starlight Girls at home. She should have never gotten in the damn kayak. Never.
exactly.
Well, the whole reason why they're there is because she was like, I have a pet pal.
Pen pal.
Well, I know, I understand that, but what I'm saying is like she should have listened more to Jem than just being a stubborn little child saying, "Oh no, I can do it myself." And like we already
This
mentioned,
is what happens when you do not supervise your kids often.
See,
They
that's-
learn to not take you seriously.
See, the thing is, did they check out this pen pal? What, for all they know, it could have been a prisoner. No, they didn't do their
No.
research too well.
Do they ever?
I
Once in a while.
Who's
I
the
know
true
it's-
misfits here? That would be Jerica. She's the true misfit.
Here we go. I know we've seen Gabor a number of times in the past, and we've seen him have a few tender moments with Pizzazz,
A
but
few before she slaps his hand away.
well, yeah, but I just wish that the character development between those two would get a little bit better. He's constantly putting her down this entire episode and basically saying, "Oh, well, you don't have the deal, so I'm not going to land." And
Yeah.
he's got a friggin' private jet that probably has enough fuel to go from here to Timbuktu. He could at least land and see his daughter for half a second or less to at least give her a damn hug.
True. Just land, give her a hug, and take off.
I wonder if the Marines were using Skyhook at this point in the 80s, because she could have done that. She could have pulled a 2005 Batman. Oh boy. What didn't you like about this one, Amy?
Okay. All right. Like I said, Brother George is a poop. He's really a poop through the whole thing until the very end. So, and again, Bonnie really needs to listen to the adults, but she also needs to listen to her friend because she's like, hey, because her friend lives there. She would know better than anything else, what's right or wrong and all that. And you know what? If she's like, oh, I'm cool, if her friend is like saying, no, really, life danger, that type of thing, you gotta listen. I'm not really sure if they could swim for it in that gear. When they get like pushed into the water, I'm like, that's gotta be freezing cold water. And unless they're wearing like wetsuits underneath all of that,
which they probably weren't.
Yeah, I have to say they probably would have sunk. Because it's a lot of weight.
Hypothermia.
Well, one, it's a lot of weight to have on your body to all of a sudden have it all soaked. But then there's hypothermia, and there's the fact that it's really, really, really cold. And then finding a way to warm up afterwards in wet clothes. They were having a hard time, making a fire. Yeah. And then you see afterwards that, hey, they're still in their wet clothes. And there's a fire. This is great, right? Yeah. And then again, of course, how I've mentioned, I don't know how friendly seals are, or if you can hug them like that.
This isn't SeaWorld. These are wild animals,
Exactly.
Especially if you're messing with a young pup, like currently the one that she's like buddies with. Yeah, that mama's not going to be too happy. Okay.
Well, I get the impression that they were friends for a while, not like the pen pal, the little sister of George. I get the impression that they were friends for a while, her and the seal. So I don't think it was.
Okay. She grew up with him, that type of thing.
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
That being said, so I mean, still they're wild animals still, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I love this that they leave Bonnie at the very end to visit, and like, well, one, how long are they gonna be there? And then two, are they coming back for her soon? Are you just gonna...
She's your problem now. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, Alaska is a ways away from where they are, and it would be like, hey,
I just think they're sick for crap.
There could be that too, and I didn't factor that idea in there. I'm just kind of pointing it out. Hey, we're so great. We let our, Starlight Girls visit people for months on end, and they're pen pals that we don't know anything about until we get there. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was. There were just a few little things that kind of broke it for me. So.
What about you, Nicole?
Let's see. First of all, when they're on the plane, there's no seatbelts, and he's flying like a douchebag. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not OSHA standards, and they should be in major trouble. Did you see how he's spinning that plane? I'm like, you're going into a nosedive, buddy. Okay, and then this is my big thing. Okay, so in many of the episodes, whenever Jem got close to the water, her earring shorted out. She was pretty much in the freezing cold water, and nothing happened to him.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that. I'm like, I don't know about that. And my last one here, I'm like, Mr. Kapoor was really harsh on Pizzazz, and I really felt sorry for her. It's just like, oh man, your dad's being harsh. I thought she was handling business pretty well. She handled it like a salesman and lied through her teeth.
Lied through her teeth.
Being a person who worked with salesmen for 10 years, it happens. It's not lying, it's bending the truth to almost breaking, but yeah. But yeah, those were mine. The whole earring thing, that's the one thing that really
Yeah, that's true. Amy, what would you rate this one?
Yeah, this is another, I think it was kind of a safe episode. There wasn't really any bazinga to it, so I rated it a 3.
Nicole?
I'm straight down smack in the middle, 2.5.
And I am at a 2, because again, these are just, they're not overall bad episodes, they're just not as good as what we've gotten previously.
Yeah. Like I said, no bazinga.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to the final episode of the day after this.
Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Though we gotta keep on trying. Gotta keep hanging on. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Though we can't give up fighting. No hope seems gone. Long as there's a chance, we've got to do our best. Baby, if we have faith, I know we'll pass the test. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. But I'll never stop loving you with all my heart. Love's not easy. Love's not easy. Love's not easy.
All right. Last up today, we have Renaissance Woman. The air date was November 16th, 1987. The writer on this one was Richard Martin.
I thought it
Oh,
was
yeah.
written by
No,
David
yeah,
Weiss.
yeah, you're right. I scrolled down too hard.
Don't you not?
But
Yeah, it's the Wise. Come on, man.
yes, it is David Wise.
I loved this episode just because it was him.
I don't know. Yes, David Wise is an amazing writer, but when you rip off a Robin Hood story, there's not much new you can do with it. There's not much of your own spin that you can put on it. Because that's essentially what this is it's basically a Robin Hood tale, is what it is.
Yeah.
Because Dance is essentially made Marion. The older, gray-haired dude with the false duke, he's more like the Sheriff of Nottingham, and the false duke is like Prince John.
Yeah.
The only one that was out of place, replacing characters from Robin Hood, was Jack. I'm sorry. Robin Hood's sidekick needs to be blonde, fat, and just throwing his weight around, or a
Little
blue
John,
bear.
you mean?
Yeah, Little John.
With a big stick.
Yeah, with
Gonna
a big
whack you with
stick.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. I like this episode overall. It was a very fun episode, but just the fact that it's a Robin Hood rehash putting the gem characters into it, just, I don't know. It seems like a waste of time.
It kind of felt like when I was, as much as I love David Wise, did they walk into a storybook? Because I'm not quite sure how they got here.
That was
I
my
mean, it was just kind of like, boom. It was like all of a sudden, oh, we're in Carfax County. Well, where is that? Is that in England? I was a little confused at that. I mean, if you can just throw that part out, I thought they did a few okay things with this episode, despite that.
Yeah. All right, so plot. What do we think, ladies?
I like the fact that we're having another dance-centric storyline, but where's Aja's? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Dance is not even on the team. She's she's not
Backup
Rhea.
dancer.
She's the backup dancer, and she's only there occasionally. So the
As
fact
long
that
as
she's getting
not
a lot
getting
of
hit by props,
yeah, that too, and then injured,
attacked by
Oh, goodness.
scenery.
attacked by scenery. How did you die? I was attacked by scenery. This bush fell on me. It wasn't real.
Wow.
Sorry, that was
Yeah,
a real offshoot.
You guys don't like Dance, do you?
I know,
I
I like
like
Dance.
her.
It's just that she's attacked by things all the time. Oh.
I love her hair. I would kill for her hair.
I'm sure you can find a wig somewhere that is like that.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah, as Gem is becoming more popular, absolutely.
Yep. What did you think, Nicole, overall?
I can't see. This is like my big misfit moment, but I'll share here. I I'm confused with this episode. I really am. I'm like, was it? It started off as a Renaissance fair, and then it started to become
Robin
like
Hood
there's
Land.
sex. Yeah, I'm just like, wait, because if you've ever been to a Renaissance fair, they have these people that are constantly in character. They never go out of character for like the whole. So I was thinking, okay, so these people that are robbing, doing the whole Robin Hood and robbing from the townspeople, I'm like, they're just characters, right? But then are they? In the way that they were going with the episode, they're like real criminals. I was confused.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I think if they would have kept it's all in character, that would have made sense. But the fact that you're constantly questioning is wait, is this real or is this not? Or
Yeah, that's
I mean they act as if they actually flew somewhere, that they
yeah.
went to a place in England. But then I'm like, but that breaks my brain because I'm like, wait a second, England. That's not how it is in England. Are you
I
kidding?
know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
It's not like
boy.
they're stuck at Renaissance Festival all the time. That's
Yeah,
not what they
so
do in England.
like I said, this whole episode was very confusing to me, and
No.
it's just like, I'm gonna lose it. It hurt me. It hurt my head. Watch it.
You kind of have to
Nope.
turn your brain off to be able to enjoy that part.
No, really, I love Dave Wise. Who doesn't? He's a great guy.
Yeah.
But I don't. Something in the script went wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
They
there's
left
some,
an important part out, I think.
yeah, and it's just like, okay, two extra minutes, and it's like, sorry.
I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but they featured songs are Love Is Not Easy, To the Rescue, and Flowers in My Hair, all by Gem and the Holograms. So I think this is what went wrong in this script. There are
Nope.
no Eric, no Misfits, but Rio's here, so that means Nicole must love the episode.
I'm gonna surprise you here.
Right.
That's right. There was no hologram. There was no Misfits.
Misfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Raymond. No Tech Rat.
Oh, Jack Rat would be awesome.
All right, so you said you were going to surprise us.
No, well, we're not getting to our hologram moments.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get there to the hologram moments after this.
Help, I hear I cry. Help, I don't ask why. Somebody's in trouble and I'm all on the double. To the rescue, here am I. To the rescue, do or die. Into the night, into the fog, ready to fight for the underdog. Calling, I'll come through. To the rescue, help is on the way. Help will save the day. Somebody's in trouble and I'm up on the double. To the rescue, just in time. To the rescue, fighting crime. Lending a hand, helping the weak, taking a stand for the poor and me. Calling, I'll come through. To the rescue. To the rescue, here am I. To the rescue, do or die. To the rescue, here am I. To the rescue.
All right, it is time for the hologram moments. I kind of like that Gem can use synergy. Well, we already know this, that she uses synergy to make any kind of holographic clothing, because essentially Jarek is naked throughout the entire series half the time when she's Gem.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. But I love that she uses it to become a Robin Hood lookalike. I thought that was hilarious. So this episode combines Robin Hood and Man in the Iron Mask. I was just waiting for Leo DiCaprio to show up. And hey, Rio's training pays off. His pyrotechnic training.
So it's the Renaissance Fair, the Renaissance Festival, Renaissance era, with pyrotechnics.
Yep. It's all over the map at this point.
Yeah. Anything goes.
Yeah. What'd you like about this one, Amy?
I like the way that I put this in here, and now I'm looking at it, I'm going, ooh, actually, that sounds kind of creepy. The way that Reginald is watching dance through the whole dance sequence.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so stalkerish.
That it was, but it was like, oh, but you knew something was going to go on between the two of them, just because, she's so pretty. And I'm going, okay,
And of course,
dude.
that's the only thing that ever matters.
Yeah.
It's just she looked good hanging off my arm.
Well, it's funny how you mentioned that, Rio and the techno pyrotechnics.
The pyrotechnics, yes.
Yeah, because Rhea, she just suddenly knows how to shoot arrows. And I also put that in here too. The Rio being kind of a jack of all trades, he suddenly recalls his pyrotechnic skills as both the hologram and the misfit moment. Yeah. It's both the hologram and misfit moment for me, because it's like, hey, did he ever need those earlier? Oh goodness. Rio, you're such a dude. I like things that blow up.
In all fairness, I do too.
So do I.
I mean,
Big bang, kaboom! Give me more kaboom.
All right, Nicole, what do you got for hologram moments?
Okay, now I'm going to surprise you here.
Uh-oh.
But I'm glad to know that Rio was the smart one of the group. I know, I'm giving Rio credit, people here. Don't pass out.
Wow.
But he's
That's,
like,
yeah.
you can't use the fireworks. You'll blow them up. You'll blow this whole place up. I'm like, good for you, Rio. It's good for you for being the street smart one. Hey, let's take these fireworks and just blow the cell up. Yeah, that would work. So I'm giving Rio credit there for being the smart one. Again, and the fashion in this one, I love all the outfits and yeah, the styles. Except for the only thing I didn't care for was the iron mask. I'm like, shouldn't he have his mouth covered up so he can't talk? But
Well, no, because the only one I know of is, as I already referenced it, the Leo DiCaprio movie. That one it didn't have a full mouth opening, but it had bits of a mouth opening where he could somewhat mumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one had a little bit too much of an opening.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, it was a little too convenient, And
Yeah.
I love the part, where Jem is, taking down the wall, and she totally falls flat on her butt. I found that hilarious. I don't know why.
Is there any historical fact to the Man in the Iron Mask and Robin Hood? I mean, because I thought that there was that there kind of, it was more of a legend for Robin Hood, but I was thinking, Man in the Iron Mask, wasn't that a book
I think it
that
was
was written? Yeah. Not that I wanted to derail the whole.
No, I know.
Yeah.
French, the name given to prisoner arrested as an article about French history for the uses. Apparently, it is real.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
There is some little bit of historical fact.
Take it with a grain of salt. This is Wikipedia after all, but according to them, the Man in the Iron Mask, French name given to a prisoner arrested in Estachdager in
Bless you.
1669. Yeah, thank you. 1669 or 1670, held in a number of jails, including the Bastille and the fortress of Pingrol, today Pinerolo, Italy. He was held in the custody of the same jailer, Mars, for a period of 34 years. He died on 19 November 1703 under the name of, I can't pronounce that for the life of me.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, it is, apparently, it is real. So I guess, and obviously it's in popular culture and various things. There were several books written about it, and obviously several different, probably about, probably about 10 or 20 different films over the years, different ones, some more more about the Three Musketeers than anything else, but in 52 or 62? In 1962, there was a lady in the Iron Mask.
Wow.
It was a film starring Lewis Hayward and Patricia Medina and Alan Hale Jr. And apparently this year the BBC did a series about the Musketeers, which is a 2014 adaptation. So I don't know. But yeah, apparently it is real.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so are we getting to the misfit moments now? I guess.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh wow. Go for
History
it.
on the spot. We'll be back with the misfit moments after this.
There were flowers in my hair, and the stars were in the skies. There were flowers in my hair, and a smile inside his eyes. And we danced all through the night, and we held each other tight. There were flowers in my hair. There were flowers in my hair. I remember it so well. There were flowers in my hair, and the music cast a spell. And we danced all through the night, and we held each other tight. There were flowers in my hair. There were flowers in my hair. There were flowers in my hair. And he told me that he loved me, and the flowers in my hair.
All right, it is time for the misfit moments. When Dance gets away in the castle, why didn't the guard just look up?
Because no one looks up.
Just that is one of the biggest cliches. Unless you slip on a cliff or a rock or whatever and something comes loose, guards in most cartoons and whatever else do not ever look up. Which, yeah, they need smarter guards. Amy, what do you got?
Misfit moments. If Gem and the Holograms are guests, maybe they shouldn't become criminals because, just because they see something unjust. Just a thought, Dance doesn't believe in whirlwind romances. Jeez, girl. Just, take a chance if you like the dude,
You want to know? I think it's because she's taken that advice from Kimber. She's like, I'm not going to end up like her.
Yeah.
No.
Every character
Aw.
on this show is a player now. Rio's a player. Pierre was a player. Kimber's a player. Come on, man. And get this. Don't kiss the guy or dance with him if you're not going to do something more than, the whole whirlwind romance. If you're not going to do that, don't lead him on. Or, you may end up on an island one day with a broken heart,
Yep.
That was it.
All right, Nicole.
Like I said, the misfit moment for me was just the whole confusion of the whole thing. I don't get it. That was my misfit moment. I'm like, there's something went wrong here.
Yeah.
The whole utter confusion of the thing. It's just like, huh? What? No, that was my misfit moment. Because I really like the part with Dance. I like the parts with Dance. But, yeah, it's just confusing to me.
All right. What would you rate this one, Amy?
Again, like we've mentioned, and I didn't put in my misfit moments, but it does definitely play a role in this. I thought it was, like I said, unclear where they are. Carfax, where is it located? Everything else about the episode for me, other than just that, seemed pretty solid. I mean, the characters had reasons for acting the way that they did. The action was cool. I liked the Man in the Iron Mask element and the Robin Hood one as well. Even, sorry. I liked those elements. The only downside is the idea that, like I said, it's the used one from the cliche. I can't speak today. The cliche of another storyline. I mean, if this is England, like I've mentioned before, it's like, why are we assuming that you walk into England somewhere and suddenly you meet a modern day Robin Hood that happens to be called Robin Hood?
Yeah.
And, that's not what it's like in England. So it's like, you don't just get off the plane and all of a sudden everybody is dressed up in Renaissance and, anyhow. Yeah. That being said...
I think that they just advanced time traveled, honestly. I think they just did a time travel episode here because I think this whole thing is supposed to be... they say during it that it's been 20 years since the original ruler, but the whole episode feels to me like it should be set in the actual time of Robin Hood and the Sheriff of... Like, it isn't in 1985 or 87 or... Like, it isn't in, 30 years ago time. It's in 100 and something years ago time, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
It just didn't... That's the part where it was hard, so... That being said, I found pretty much everything else pretty entertaining, and I'm rating it a 4. I know it's probably not deserving of 4, but I liked it, so... That being said, yeah... if you could just turn your brain off for that one little bit and go like, I'll just go with it, then it's like, okay, I had fun watching this one.
What about you, Nicole?
Like I said, because of the utter confusion with this episode, again, just like middle of nowhere, straight down the middle, 2.5. Because I did have some good moments, but overall, I was just like, the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, what's going on? Am I still majorly drugged up? Do I need more sleep? Did I miss something? Yeah, because of the confusion, it's just straight down the middle.
And for me, I'm going to give it a 3.5. It was better than average, but it wasn't... It gets 2.5 points off because it's David Wise writing a Robin Hood story, and it's not original at all. And throwing Jim and the Holograms in there was just weird.
Yeah.
It was just weird. It was very out of place for the series, I think. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and tell you good people how you can interact with us after this.
Jim will be right back after these messages.
Hello, geeks and geekettes! Looking for a podcast that covers a vast array of topics? Then check out Altered Geek Unleashed, where we discuss our thoughts on this week's geeky news, tech, gaming, television shows, movies, cartoons, comics, and more. So, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks. Every Friday on the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin.
Join the four of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind?
It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Atkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right, and we... Hey, again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and we... Okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Come on, man.
No.
What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
A female He-Man. Oh, this is the worst day of my life.
We've told the tales of Eternia, now we head to a different dimension to explore the myths of Etheria. Join Optimus Solo and TFJ and Mike as they continue their Mo2 journey by exploring She-Ra, Princess of Power. 35 podcast episodes covering the entire run of She-Ra, the Christmas special, and more. You can find Myths of Etheria on iTunes and www.geekcastradio.com. For the honor of Grayskull, we all have the power.
And now, back to Jim.
All right, as I said before, that's going to do it for episode 15 of Showtime Synergy. We are 2/4 done with this show at this point. We only got 10 episodes left now.
Wow.
We're on a roll.
Yep.
Good
We're
for
on
like
a
day.
roll.
God.
No, I don't think so. I think when this podcast hits the GCRN, people are gonna flock to it like bats out of hell.
Especially if it's out after, the Gem comic is out and start having
Yeah, we might have to do some crossover episodes. Uh-oh. More work for Amy. Great. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Showtime Synergy. There's always get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on this and all of our other episode posts. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter, @GeekCastRadio is the main network Twitter. Mine is TF2 Mike. Amy, what is your Twitter?
It's Lady of Rec. You can find me online. Lady of Rec.
You forgot it, didn't you?
There was a little pause there. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's either Lady Rec or Lady of Rec, and I'm like, which one is it again? Sorry.
Nicole, what about you?
My Twitter is Beatles Diva. That's Beatles like the band, not the bug.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Showtime Synergy and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing the next 2 episodes from Gem and the Holograms Season 2, those being Journey to Shangri-La and Journey Through Time.
It's a journey theme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
Don't stop believing. For now, I am M with...
I can't stop this feeling. Everybody!
and
Say it, Mike.
And your high on believing guide, me, Nicole.
Tune in next time and help us get truly outrageous with Showtime Synergy.
I was waiting for the I hate you.
Come on, because he enjoys it too. Everyone enjoys it. First, I just added to it. I don't believe it.
All right, it is time for the hologram. No, stop it. That was last year. No more.
Come on. It's always time for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Every year.
Every moment is a good moment for Guardians. People need more Rocket in their life.
And Groot.
But I say Rocket because it involves guns.
Yes. And who doesn't love a raccoon with feelings?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And a tree is a pet.
Oh, God. Have they made Chia Groots yet?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Have they made Chia Pet
Not
Groots
yet,
yet?
but I'm sure
Oh,
it's coming.
oh my gosh! You had the most brilliant idea. Oh my gosh!
That would be awesome.
Wait, I'm going to go Google. Okay, continue. Quiet Google.
Okay.
Me and my friends